You guys can get rolling while I'm putting everything in the chat here. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Elaine.
Good morning.
All right. So here's what's going on. We are doing work hold this morning. So work hold means for 30 seconds, you're going to be doing some moving and some holding. And so, for example, the first exercise is a goblet squat. In 30 seconds, you've got 30 seconds to do 5 goblet squats, right? And the time that you're not doing the squats is the time that you're holding at the bottom, right? So if I'm here holding weight, you'll do your 5. It should take, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds to do 5 goblet squats. So you're holding here all the way down, all the way up. So you do your 5 squats, and then on the last one, you hold at the bottom, and we just hold for that 15 seconds. So it's called an isometric contraction. It means you're basically not moving. All right, so we repeat the same thing with the push-up. So it's a normal push-up, whatever variation you need. You've got 5 reps, and then the remainder of that 30 seconds is going to be holding at the bottom. So you'll try to hold with like elbows at 90 degrees. Think about a nice straight line from your elbow across your shoulder blades to your other elbow. All right, so it goes goblet squat, push up, side bridge press on one side, a side bridge press. A lot of these can be done body weight. This is definitely a body weight one. Side bridge press on an elbow. Start off in a side plank, and then from there you're pushing your bottom leg into the floor to lift your hips up. So we want to make sure this one doesn't turn into a side crunch like this. We shouldn't see shoulders tilting. We should just see your hip pocket rising up towards the sky. So you're going to do 5 reps and then hold at the top part of that one. We'll do that each side. And then band row. If you have a band, that's great. You can do any version of like a row or a pull. If you don't have a band, you can use weights. And that would just be kind of like being bent over and pulling the weight up like this. We are only doing one side of that. So, maybe you're holding one weight with 2 hands and pulling up like this, just kind of pulling it into your belly button. But any row there, we're going to do 10 reps of the row and then hold the remainder of the 30 seconds. Last one's a lateral squat. You'll keep your feet glued to the ground, stepping out, feet out wide, squatting down on one side. So we do 5 reps. And then on that last one, you're holding, trying to get to 90 degrees at the back of your knee. So we're holding nice and low with those lateral squats. Okay. Morning, Amy. Morning, Mark. I'm going to pop the workout in the chat one more time, just for those of you guys that are coming on a little bit later. Okay, so let's get started. I'll catch up with you on the roller. Assuming you've already rolled everything below your, or assuming, yeah, I guess below your knees anyway. Again, if you don't have a roller, you can do this manually. So you can just kind of use your hands to move your tissues around. The pressure from the roller is a good thing. So if you can pick one of these up at, you can get them at Target now. They don't last very long, but you can get them at Target. If you can pick one of these up, it's a great tool to have at home just to keep your muscles moving well. But we'll go up to the hips here. So go ahead and sit on top of the roller. And, if you've already rolled here, so we can cross your ankle over your knee. I've got my left ankle crossed over, so I'm going to roll my left cheek. and switch sides. All right, so let's roll around your cheek, and you're going to roll over to your side. So right now we're going to roll above your hip bone. So not down your leg, but just above your hip bone, kind of where you would put your hand in your pocket. And roll all the way over to the front. So you'll end up facing the ground here. And this is one really easily, if you don't have a roller, you can use a tennis ball or a baseball or something like that for this, or any, bigger size ball that you can roll on. But we're going to roll all the way over to the front, and then make your way across your lower back to the other side, just rolling that same 4 or 5 inch area up and down. And good. Let's go ahead and move the roller to the middle of your back. We're going to pick up and just roll back and forth here. And really quickly, you'll rest your hips on the floor. We're going to tilt over to one side. So now we're kind of rolling along the outside of your ribs. You should feel that tissue kind of pushing back and forth there. You can roll up and down if you can manage it, but it's kind of tough with your hips on the ground. So while you usually roll side to side, just rolling out your lat. You shouldn't be pushing your shoulder blade around here. You should still be below your shoulder blade. Just kind of moving that tissue around on your ribs. It's probably going to be a little uncomfortable. All right. Good. So let's start up on a knee. So take your knee. We're going to get a hip flexor stretch here. Take your knee and take a little step and push forward. So we get a stretch on your hip. Then we're going to push out to 45 degrees. Again, it's going to change the stretch a little bit. We'll just alternate between the two. Making sure your tailbone stays tucked under. You're always going to keep facing the same direction, but you're thinking about just moving your foot back and forth out to 45 degrees and back. And then you're pushing your knee over your foot, whichever direction you're going. And let's switch sides. Always facing same direction. You're not going to turn and face your knee. So keep your belly button facing forward. All right, let's take your hands. Keep your one leg in front. Let's keep whatever leg is there. Take your hands and go to the floor. And then we're going to pick your back knee up off the ground. Right, so instead of resting your back knee down on the ground, your front shin is going to be vertical. We're picking up that back knee. And from here, we're going to straighten and bend. So we'll just cycle through those. So the only movement here really is you pushing your hips up towards the ceiling. I want to straighten that front leg. Let your back heel drop for a calf stretch. And last one from this position. If your right foot is forward, you're going to take your right hand and point it up towards the ceiling and back down. So your front leg should be bent for this. Big rotation. As you get close to the top, we want to try to stack your shoulders right on top of each other. Put all the weight through that hand that's on the floor. All right, let's switch sides. We're going to do the same process with the other foot in front. So when you put your hands to the ground, that front shin should be vertical, pointing straight up. That means your foot has to be next to your hand. You're going to pick your back knee up. And from here, we're going to straighten and bend. Straightening that front leg. Letting your back heel drop down. And good, let's rotate. And good, let's go ahead and stand. You're gonna plant your feet on the floor nice and wide. And we're just working into some lateral squats here. We'll go for about 20 seconds. Alternating side to side. Just getting warmed up. This is gonna be one of our movements, so we wanna make sure we're ready to go. And good. Definitely last movement here. We're going to do 15 body weight squats. So no weight. We're just going up and down, making sure that everything feels right. You'll keep your chest up, setting your butt down towards the floor. Make sure pushing your hips back first, like you're reaching back for the couch. As you go down, your feet should stay nice and flat on the floor, putting pressure through the heels and balls of your feet. If you have a mirror or anything to check, make sure you're centered, that you're not dropping down primarily on one side. And good to go. Okay, so I'll talk us through it here. You don't need to remember any of the order because we're always going to have 15 seconds of rest getting ready. All you got to know is you're going to do 5 in 30 seconds. You're going to do 5 reps, and whatever's left after that 5 reps, you're going to be holding at the hardest part of the position, the bottom of the squat and the push-up and the lateral lunge, that stuff, and the top of the side bridge press. We'll show you all that. Okay, so equipment needed is a band, maybe. If you don't have a band, one weight will do. And we'll get started in 10 seconds here, starting off with a goblet squat. If holding the weight up top flares up any back issues, feel free to hold the weight low as you do your squats. All right? So 5 goblet squats in 30 seconds. Hold for the remainder. 2, 1, and here we go. After your 5th squat, you're just going right back down and staying down. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Push-up is next. So whatever version or whatever variation of a push-up you need. 2, 1, and here we go. So we're doing 5 push-ups, then hold at the bottom. "15 seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax all the way down. Good, staying on the ground for the side bridge press. So that's going to be a side plank from your knee. Top leg is off of your bottom leg. And here we go. So top leg is just kind of floating free. You're going to push your bottom leg into the floor to lift your hips up. So it's not a big movement here. So on your fifth or after your fifth one, you're going to push that leg into the floor and lift your hips up. Checking in, making sure your knees, hips, and shoulders are all in line. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to roll over to the other side. All right, in 5, 2, 1, and go ahead. Other side bridge. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Band row is next. So if you have a band, you can just do like a seated row. Or you push your feet out in front of you. You're pulling in here. This is the only one that has 10 reps. So you'll do 10 rows and then hold at the back at the end. And here we go, 30 seconds. If you don't have weight for this, you can do like a bent over. You'd be bent over and raising your arms up, back of your hands up towards the ceiling, and then squeeze at the top for that last one. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, last one. We're going to do a lateral squat on one side, then on the other. So feet will stay glued to the ground here. Can do this body weight or with a weight. And here we go. So we're just squatting down to one side, the other leg stays straight. "15 seconds. The lower you go here, the more challenging these get. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. The thing I love about these holds is that you get a real good chance to get into a really good position at the bottom, and you get a chance to feel what it should feel like. And other side, here we go. So at the bottom here, I'm thinking pressing my whole foot into the floor, not putting too much pressure with the ball of my foot or my heel. 10 seconds. Making sure I'm pushing my hips back, keeping my chest up. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, that's round 1 out of 4. We're going right back up to the top. Goblet squat to start off the second round. And here we go. Weighted or body weight. 5 goblet squats and holding at the bottom. Ten seconds left. 3, and rest. Good. Push-up is next. 5 seconds to rest though. And here we go. Push-ups. 5, and then hold. Ten seconds left. And rest. Staying on the floor for side bridge press. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Make sure we're not doing like a side crunch, so your shoulders shouldn't be tilting here. Just raising that hip pocket up towards the ceiling by pressing your bottom leg into the floor. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Yeah, think of this as like the lying down version of a lateral band walk. All right, and switch sides. Here we go. 5 reps, and hold on the last. Always check in, make sure think of it as your belt should be parallel to like your shoulders. So if you draw a line across your shoulders, your belt should be parallel to that. And rest. All right, the row is next. You can either do that seated, do whatever position you need to do there. And here we go. 10 rows and a hold at the end. Ten seconds left. Just thinking nice and wide and flat across your shoulder blades. Elbows pulling back. Your hands just hold on to the band. And rest. All right, lateral squats are next. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. These can be done weighted or unweighted. If you have a chance to get a little bit lower by using less weight or no weight, I'll take that. I actually like getting nice and low with these because you get a good stretch on one side and work on the other. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Squatting to the other side in 5 seconds. And here we go. 5 reps and a hold. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, that's round 2. We're halfway there. Let's go back up to the top to start with the goblet squat. And here we go. 5 reps and a hold. Fifteen seconds left. 5 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Push-ups are next. All right, and here we go. 5 push-ups and a hold. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Stand on the ground for a side bridge. And up we go for 5 and a hold. Ten seconds left. 2, 1, and rest. Just roll it over to the other side. Ready, and up. Should be feeling this in the outside of your hip. Back around by your back pocket. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Row is next. Three, 2, 1, and here we go. 10 reps. So if you don't have weight or a band, a good way to do this would just be to kind of do the movement that I'm doing, but squeeze at the back. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Finishing off round 3, the lateral squats. And here we go. Five seconds left. And rest. Making sure even at the end that you're pushing your heel through the floor. Tendency is to rock forward and get into the balls of your feet. We're trying to press your whole foot down. And here we go, other side. Ten seconds. And rest. All right, last round coming up. Starting with goblet squats. All right, in 3 seconds, 2, 1, and here we go. Make sure we're sitting nice and low, trying to get to parallel with your thighs or 90 degrees at the back of your knees. Ooh, good hold, Andres. Good job, guys. Five seconds. And rest. Good job. Carol, Elaine, and Mark, I can't see you, but I can only assume that you're doing excellent squat holds. All right, push-ups are next. And here we go. 5 push-ups and a hold. 15 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Staying on the ground for the side bridge. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Making sure that your hips stay forward here. A lot of times in a side bridge, you start to see your chest move forward and your hips move back. But we want to try to keep everything in a nice straight line from your knees, through your hips, to your shoulders and your head. 5 seconds left. And rest. All right, side bridge on the other side. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Fifteen seconds left. Checking in with that side bridge. Shoulders should be stacked right on top of each other. 3, 2, 1, relax. Row is next. It's the last set of everything here, guys. And here we go, 10 rows and a hold. Posture should be nice and wide and tall at the top or as you hold. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and relax. All right, 2 more 30-second sets, just one exercise, one time on each side. Lateral squat, and here we go, 5 reps and a hold. Remember, reaching a little bit lower cranks things up a lot. 5 seconds, 2, 1, and rest. Last 30 seconds coming up. 5 seconds. And here we go, last set. Toes should be pointing forward here, not out to the side. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Since we're already standing, we can just stay standing. I'm going to assume no one has fallen down. All right, so like I said, today was less about heart rate and getting like your heart rate sky high and more about muscular effort. So you should feel a pretty significant amount of muscular fatigue right now. Or if you're Superman or Superwoman, then maybe you don't feel quite as much fatigue. If that's the case, maybe it's time for a new weight at your house. But staying tall here, just taking 1 minute to breathe. Sort of transitioning over from work to rest. Filling your whole torso with air as you take a breath. So think about expanding sideways, expanding front and back. Thinking about your best posture here. Twenty more seconds. Bring that heart rate down. Feeling that nice sort of light fatigue around your whole body. Once you grab a shower, get ready for your day, you're going to feel great. All right, give yourselves a pat on the back. Good job, everybody. And
Thanks, Brian.
we'll see you really soon. See you, Elaine.
Thanks.